the next fucking hour and a half. Karin, this character. I've gotten a lot of requests to do here. I think that how to play her is not well understood, and I'm going to do my best to shine light on it because I think I have. Um, I think a lot of people who want to learn Karin look at her special move list and get the wrong impression about how she's supposed to be played because she's a very unusual character. Health 900, stun 950. I'm on screen, right? I better be. So she's more frail than most of the cast. 900 health kind of sucks. 950 stun is manageable, but like 900 health is a noticeable loss in health. Um, so she is a character you have to kind of play well, kind of play carefully with because she dies a lot faster than most other characters. Um, let's see here. She doesn't have any way to alter her jump arc at all. There's no like weird other jump either, like a command jump or anything like that. Her dashes are pretty good. The back dash is all right. The forward dash is kind of amazing. Her walk speed is incredible. It's like on the upper end in this game. Her throw range I think is kind of good. No air throw to note. What else? What else would be on? What's the preliminary stuff I list? I guess that's it. There's nothing like super special about her movement except that she's kind of fast on her feet. Um, Whatever. Almost. Karina's the only character who can't combo out of a low short into. That's not true. She's like one of two characters who can't get any sort of meaningful conversion off of a low short, which is kind of a really big deal. She's got a 3-frame crouch jab, so she does have a 3-frame normal, and that is important. Let me get her frame data up right now. But her crouch short is only +2, and it doesn't chain into anything. So there's no way to convert out of her crouch short unless you have a counter hit. Let me get some data on. So that's a really big problem with her. Most every character in the game has a low conversion to offset, like, to get people who are catch people who aren't blocking low. And Karin has a pretty good overhead, but her ability to convert out of a low, you have to take big risks or just use pokes, which is why you see a lot of Karin players just use the sweep a lot. Is because that's one of her big low threats, and she doesn't really have a good way of making the opponent block low besides that. And that's like the least risky low she has. Her only other low is this, and there's absolutely nothing she can do out of that that isn't risky. Let's see here. Crouch Jab has an unusually good conversion compared to most light normals. Um, what does she have? She's got this thing. Light Mujin Kyaku converts out of lights. And that's like one you can use if you're not too good at the Tenkos yet. But Instant Tenko also converts out of lights. Hold on. It's only light, right? Yeah. Well, medium works too. Light or medium, but you would do light if you were like bothering to confirm it most of the time, I think. Um, but Tenko. We'll talk more about this move in a second. Tenko actually combos from lights. Um, I'm not very good at it. Let me practice this a second. Jab, jab, instant Tenko. There it is. I haven't done this in a while. I did this a lot during the beta, but not so much since the beta. God, I can't find it. I just want like a proof of concept. There it is. I did one. I'm bad. Apologize for that. I'll try and fucking have my instant Tenkos for the rest of this. Anyway, the point is you can get an instant Tenko off of 2 lights, which is the start of some of her bigger combos. So she actually gets light normal conversions that do more damage than most characters because she can convert that really easily into a juggle or like a strong corner combo or even like strong just mid-screen combos. And I'll show some of those off when I get to instant Tenkos. But just remember for the time being that instant Tenko does combo from lights. And if you're a good Korean player, you can do 2 crouch jabs or crouch jab stand jab or something like that into instant Tenko. Her stand short has more plus frames on block than her other light normals. They're all +4, these ones. Crush jab, stand jab, and stand short. So you can use pretty much any pair of them because I think they're all 4-frame startup. All 4-frame startup +4. Okay, actually the stand short might be 5. No, just crouch jab is +3. Okay, so this is +4 and this is +4, and they're both 4-frame startup, and this is +3 and it's 3-frame startup. So if you want a 3-frame punish, you've got to do combos from jab, but jab chains to itself, so you can just do crouch jab, stand jab, and that's what most green players do. Um, but the stand short is the best on block, so it's useful. It's the best for take throws and stuff like that. It locks the opponent down for very, very slightly longer, and that very slightly actually matters somewhat because it gives you a better frame trapping game. You can go for different normals. Um, so if you're going for like a meaty pressure, something like that, it's very common to use like stand short before your throw, or like stand short before whatever normal you go for. Stand short low strong is very common. And I think if you're meaty, you can actually get that to like link. I think I've seen a setup that involved that, but I don't know the setup. It's got 3 active frames, so it can go up to +6, and low strong is 6 frames, 5 frames. So yeah, even if you're only meaty 1 frame, that link should work. There you go, I just linked it. Eyeballed the meaty. There are setups to always get that meaty, but I just looked at it. But that's really good because stand short, low strong, or like stand short, low strong, low forward. That's all in range. Like you can get all 3 of those with the meaty, which means you can get a pretty nice little reaction conversion from that. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But the point is, stand short for ticks and for frame traps, stand jab for range, I guess. Beyond like combo options and pressure options, stand jab is also a decent anti-air, and Karin is kind of strapped for anti-airs. Her anti-air options are actually really bad, so it's nice to have anything that works. But stand jab is one of her like viable anti-airs. This is Ryu doing jump hard kick, and I didn't even get a counter hit there. I just clean beat it. Stand jab is also pretty good because you can get like a cross under or sneaky stuff like that. I don't know why I did that of all things. Something like that. I don't know. You could also cancel it to her little command dash. Would also be good. But that's a little bit more telegraphed. Makes a little sound effects and everything. You're better off doing an early dash and then trying to like get it by the range. I am a little sick. Keen ear. Stand jab is a good anti-air. It's also her fastest anti-air, I think, but it's not invincible or anything like that, so you do have to be super careful with it. None of our other light normals work like an anti-air, or pretty much any way in footsies. Stand short is kind of good in footsies as a poke, but it doesn't go very far. It's just good at beating other attacks. So keep that in mind. This is kind of a good normal. Medium normals, stand strong. This button goes really far and it cancels. It's good as an empty cancel. You can do some stuff from it, like if I do this, I think that would be a good one. And then if like Ryu happens to walk into it or something like that, all of a sudden he eats that. That would be like a good example of a little empty cancel that Karin has. She's got a bunch, so like, you know, there are a lot of different ways to do it besides that. But that hits crouching opponents and it combos, so like if you outpoke something with that, and it's not hard to outpoke something with this normal, she'll get good damage out of it. Yeah, her anti-airs are not great. Probably the second worst or third worst in the game. This is normal. It's 5 frames. It's pretty fast, and it goes decently far. It's a little bit outclassed by her left forward in combos, but you can use combos into stand strong quite easily. And from that stand strong, you can get some nice stuff. Hold on, does this work? Yeah, that doesn't work, right? So that's like a little niche between them. Yeah, you can only do that with stand strong. Stand strong has a little bit more hit stun than low forward. So low forward, you can't do low forward light Rasenha, but you can do stand strong light Rasenha. And that's like a decent conversion, especially if you're not very good with the Tenkos. That's a pretty decent conversion for her confirms. Stand crouch strong, stand strong into light Rasenha. So that's a little way that it's different from her other enders. That's like a decent combo for Karin. It's not great because crouching opponents don't get hit by it properly. So you've got to use that confirm to also eyeball that they're standing, which is just another thing to worry about. That's why people go for Tenko combos, also because Tenko combos are literally stronger. But that's like a normal conversion for Karin. A lot of Karin players don't do that. I don't blame them. But stand strong is like 5 frame normal, and it goes really far, and it's got a good hitbox, and it's +4 on hit. Actually, I didn't know that. So you might be able to link like a light normal out of it. I think not, because it pushes back really far. Yeah. But it's +4 though, so that is kind of cool. Maybe you can use this like a tick throw or something. Let's see here. I don't have that much to say about stand strong. It's usually just a ender. It's like Guy's far strong. It goes really far and it cancels. Low strong is like it's like plus a lot. It's plus 2 on block, plus 6 on hit. So it's like her main combo tool. Um, you can just do that. If you do like crouch strong, or like crouch strong, stand forward, that beats like almost every button the opponent can hit after they crouch strong. Because this is just too fast. Like even if you're plus 2 going to a 5-frame move, like even if they hit a 3-frame button, the only thing they can do to interrupt that is a 3-frame button. And this is a stand medium punch, so it's a medium, so it'll clean beat. Like it's a 5-frame button from a plus 2 scenario. The only thing he can do to trade is a 3-frame button, but you can't trade with the medium punch because it's a medium button, and medium buttons beat light normals in trades. So like basically you can't interrupt this with normals, or like that. Can't interrupt it with normals. If you like try and interrupt it with normals, you'll get stuffed. So it's really good for pressure. You've got to interrupt it with like an invincible move, or just block your way out of it. And that's really good if people get too conditioned to blocking their way out of it, because you know that's like the best option. You can use it as a tick throw startup. I didn't walk in enough. And of course that's not reliable. They can always just tech late, but there's very little risk associated with that, and you can blow up like bad players with it, and it's not a bad idea even at high level. That's like a really common thing, is using low strong for pressure, for using like it's a really good, it's her confirm starter. So like anytime you see it, anytime you do low strong, you can react to the fact that the opponent blocked or got hit. And then after that, you can either just go for like something safe to stuff their attack, or more accurately, you can go for that safe thing that will stuff their attack, and then you can decide from the first hit whether you want to cancel that safe thing or not. So you can always do low strong, low forward, but if you happen to see that low forward hit, you can cancel to an instant tank on reaction, or like a light Muji Kalku or something like that. You can get converts out of that. It's a Karin guide. So like it's her confirm. It's her way to get max damage using links, is to start with that, and it's also good pressure. So like a very common button to hit pretty much anytime you're close to the opponent as Karin. Good after a cross up. Good after I don't know, anything. Good meaty. There's not much to say about it in terms of anything other than the fact that it's a combo starter and it's a pressure tool. I don't think it's really used for MP canceling or anything like that. I don't even think it cancels. No, it does. On counter hit, I should mention that. It does link into Stand Fierce. So if you're really keen with your reactions, you can react to the fact that you can get a counter hit and then link into a stronger option. Stand Fierce is her strongest cancel. But normally you can't link into it, so you do like other links. But if you get a counter hit, you can link into Stand Fierce like that. I'm bad. Green, please. There you go. But I need to fucking work on that. Let's see here. Stand forward. This button is like, I don't know how to sell it hard enough. This is like one of the main reasons to play Karin, and one of the best tools. In terms of pokes, it could easily be the best poke in the game. Like I'm not even joking about that. This button goes, this is like a Street Fighter 4 poke in this game. It goes really far. It attacks the opponent from a range where most characters have nothing. Like Ryu can't even hit me from here, I don't think. He can probably hit me with sweep, but that's it. And this will like counter hit the sweep really easily because it's a lot faster and it's got like a high hitbox. It just goes super far. It doesn't. There's no conversions from it. I don't think you can link into it, and you definitely can't link out of it. And there's no like way to cancel it or anything like that. But it just it hits the opponent from an extreme range, and the opponent can't do anything else from that range. So if you just play Karin and you just stand at this range and you hit this button, you can make it really hard for the opponent to do anything. And if you just halt their approach, if you like stop them from walking in by just hitting it so that they can never walk into it, or like if you just like poke this occasionally and then watch for jumps and just anti-air the jumps, it's genuinely really hard to approach Karin when she's doing stuff like that. It's got a very nice hitbox and a very small hurtbox. So you can just like kind of spam it. There's like not a lot of reward to it, but it's just really difficult. Even if you know it's coming, it's really difficult to do anything about. What's the exact startup? I think it's like 7, something like that. Stay medium kick 7 frames, 0 on block, 2 on hit. So you can't necessarily just do 2 in a row. The opponent could maybe interrupt that with something. But you're going to be using it at a range where people wouldn't hit buttons after eating it or blocking it, so it's not a huge deal. Yeah, I'm probably going to be streaming for a while. But this is like a super good poke, but there's not much to say about it beyond the fact that it pokes. But like, I don't know how to say, like I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things in this video. And it's easy to think like, oh, I'm going to be using all of these things equally, but like in reality, if you're going to be playing Karin online, like half the time, you're playing this character is going to be zoning with pokes, and this is the poke you're probably going to be hitting the most often. This is like her footsie button, but she has other footsie buttons too, but this is like the one that's the most overtly strong. This is the one with the most without weaknesses. Um, Left forward is, technically speaking, a little bit longer range than her stand strong, I think. So you can get like conversions from low strong that wouldn't combo to stand strong, will still combo to low forward. It's a little bit less plus frames, but the main ender you do, it doesn't matter if it's like it still works. Like if you're confirming like that, you can still go to Tenko from that. So like that's her main confirm that most Karin players do. And you can't do light Rasenha from that, but Tenko is what you want to go for most of the time. And if you're going for Tenko, then Crutch Forward is slightly outclasses Stand Strong purely because of the range difference. They do identical damage. I think pretty much all of our medium normals do 60. 50. Oh, I lied. Wow. I didn't know that. Time out. Karin players, I heard that from a Karin player. It's like, oh man, like Crutch Strong, Stand Strong. No, that's outclassed by low forward because low forward goes farther. Stand Strong has better damage. Wow, I take back everything I said. There's a time and place for both. Stand Strong when they're close, low forward when they're far, I suppose. Disregard that. Disregard everything. It's my own fault for not testing it after I heard it. Stand Strong does a smidge more damage, so maybe consider that. That's weird because like most Karins ditch Stand Strong. How unusual. Oh yeah, empty cancel this. That combos into hard Mujin Kyaku. So it's a good empty cancel. I showed off Stand Strong empty cancels, but you can also do it with low forward. And this is a different kind of hurt box. Like this is a different kind of counter poke than this is. You can counter poke different things with them, and enemies have to counter poke with different things. So like again, the danger of empty cancels is that the opponent counter pokes you because you're literally whiffing normals in front of them. But this is a somewhat hard normal to counter poke, and it's also somewhat good at counter poking the opponent. It depends on which one. Like between these two, different ones will work at different times. That's pretty much all I have to say about our mediums, I guess. Stand Fierce. Okay, so this move is 8 frame startup, so it's kind of slow, but it's also the highest damage cancelable button she has at 90. A Link will do more damage, so like if you can help it. Well, it depends because the Stand Fierce has different conversions too. Like here, check this out. That was medium Rasenha. Like normally you have to go to light Rasenha there. I did 228 because I could go to medium, but I think this will still do more, right? No, they did identical damage. So one of them involves a Link that does more damage than the Fierce, but the other one involves less scaling and a stronger special move. They ended up doing exactly the same damage. No, I did that. Hold on, let me check the stun. That was 340, and that was 365. Okay, so that slightly outclasses the other one. Same damage, more dizzy. Stand Fierce into medium Rasenha. But again, you don't normally see those combos because you normally see Tenko, and Tenko is better from the Link because one confirms and two, it's just stronger. Like the Link does more damage than the Fierce. But if you can link it to this, which again is possible on counter hits, pretty much only from low strong, you might be able to get a meaty low strong and link into it like that as well. Let me see really fast. Stand medium punch, 3 active frames, +4. So that means it would only ever go up to +6. Or not stand medium punch, what the fuck? Crush medium punch is the one I should be looking for. 4 active frames, and it's +6, so it could go up to +8. That's immediate link. It could go up to +9 actually. So that's going to be possible. Ah, that was it. I got like a nice meaty. That should theoretically work. I'm not going to try it too much. Nah, there you go. Eyeballed it. So if you get consistent meaty timings, you get better conversions off of that by going into Stand Fierce. Like if you have like some setup that gives you a meaty low strong, and I've seen stuff like that from Korean players. That's not as good though as the Stand Short because the Stand Short can more easily turn into a tick throw. There's no mix up after you block the low strong, and like there's nothing to make you not block the low strong there. And once you block the low strong, you're not as afraid of being thrown. But the Stand Short, you're afraid of being thrown, and it's also a good tick, and it's also combos on counter hit, or even just meaty. But Stand Fierce, if you can link into it, and there are a few ways to link into it, then it's your go-to like link conversion. but usually you're going to be using 2 medium normals rather than a single hard normal. -2 on block, +2 on hit. That pretty much doesn't matter. A-frame startup is the thing that you have to kind of wrestle around. What else about Stand Fierce? It's a good anti-air, and by good I mean it's the best anti-air. It's like what she has to work with. It's not good. So like above her head, her hands are like, that's where they start. It's usually just the startup that's her hands above her head. But there's one active frame. There's like the first active frame is when it's on her head. Yeah, Rochi and block. I'll talk about that as well. So there's like, if you can use that one frame to anti-air, and it's not that hard. It's pretty good at beating jump-ins. It's like her best normal at beating jump-ins, but it's so precise. You've got to be really careful about it. You've got to hit it when the opponent's in a very narrow range above your head. But it's like decently good from afar and decently good from close. So it's like a decent anti-air for her. It's better from close than afar, but it won't actually hit cross-ups or anything. It's like not that kind of good hitbox, but it is like her best anti-air normal. But you do have to be kind of careful with it. That's the hitbox you want to shoot for. Let's see here. Also, it does, because it does more, when you cancel it, it's more plus. Like, it's not normally more plus, but if you cancel it, it's more plus. So you can do combos to Orochi, which normally, like, no, I don't think you can get a combo to Orochi from any other normal. Okay, you can do it from Stand Strong. You definitely can't do it from Stand Forward. So, if you're pressuring into Orochi, Stand Fierce will do the most block damage, and Orochi will do block damage. Like, it's the one you want to use to get some pressure going. And you can treat that like a confirm too, albeit it's kind of hard. That can be like a safe conversion option. Like, you can do Stand Fierce into Orochi over and over, and anytime you see it work, you can reaction super. And that's safe. That's like one of her only like safe special move strings. So I would say that's a good skill, is being able to do Stand Fierce, cancel to Orochi. It's a lot easier, I think, than the Stand Strong one as well. That's like a good thing to cultivate. You can, no, I'm probably not gonna host a image. I'll, like, if you want to link it, then I'll put it in the description. If you want to, like, if people want to click the link to all hitboxes, but I'm not gonna put it like in the video or anything. I don't care about my current playing setting. Also, hi. How are you today, Tom? Let's see here. Crouch Fierce. I don't have that much to say about this button. I think it does the same damage as Stand Fierce. 90, 150. Yeah. So you can use it pretty much interchangeably with Stand Fierce in like combos from like Rush Counter and stuff. Stand Fierce goes a smidge farther, and I think also is, okay, Stand Fierce is barely slower. Crouch Fierce is 7 frames. Stand Fierce is 8. They're pretty much interchangeable. Crouch Fierce is a lot worse on if you screw up, because it's -7 on block, -3 on hit. So like if you miss your cancel or do something wrong, it's not going to be as good if you, like, I don't know. It also doesn't go as far, I think. Stand Fierce goes like farther. Let me open this in a different tab. Nope. It looks like it would be a really good anti-air, and it is, but there's one really crucial flaw with it. It's a really good anti-air in terms of how tall it is. I did it really early trying to show it off. You can kind of hit a lot of attacks before they even become active. Like, if people need to hit attacks really early. It like clean beats a lot of jump-ins. There, he got his attack out. It became active. I didn't counter hit it, and it still lost. Crouch Fierce just clean beat it. But also it'll hit people. It'll get counter hits easily. It'll hit people before they can even think to hit their buttons. As an anti-air. But the problem with it is that it moves forward quite a lot when she does it. So if you're close, it'll actually usually whiff. So it's not a good anti-air at all, because this is the range where people usually jump. It's like around here. They don't usually jump from this far out. And from around here, Crouch Fierce is really bad. It like usually fails. So this is like it seems like it would be a really good anti-air, and it is a really good anti-air if you're spacing it. If you see someone jump out from this far, Crouch Fierce is like probably the one you should be doing. It's the most consistent from these ranges, as I just drop it. But it's not a consistent anti-air for her in general, because they can just, like, most of the time it's not going to be available the range that they jump from. And you can back up and move it and, like, do it, but a lot of the time you'll be locked into blocking because of, like, proximity block. So it seems like it'd be a good anti-air, but it's not. You'd rather go for Close Fierce, which works from closer. But even then, you've got to do that really precisely. But you can do all of the same combos with it. Like, I think the Orochi links still work, and you can do like I think Rasenha. No, Rasenha doesn't work, so Stand Fierce is better for that. Only Stand Fierce goes into medium Rasenha. Stand Fierce usually outclasses it, but Crouch Fierce is a kind of interesting anti-air, and also there's some ranges where there's some combos like crush counter combos that involve like a dash. Like I'm pretty sure. I don't think that works outside crush counter. But there's like on crush counter you have a dash in. Crutch Fierce is a little bit faster, so it's easier to get that link. Crutch Fierce can be used to fish for crush counter on block since it can be cancelled to Orochi on block. Yeah. Alright, let's talk about that. So Stand Fierce is not a crush counter. But Crutch Fierce is, and this is one of the main differences. This is the thing that really separates it from Crutch Fierce. It's actually a free juggle state on crush counter, so you can juggle anything that reaches. And that's really important because even her instant Tenko is not a free juggle state, so you can do some stuff that you normally can't do here. I like to show this one off because it's kind of flashy. You can in corners you can do two like Mujin Kyakus, and that ends up being like a really strong combo. That looks kind of cool too. Mid screen you can't do anything that cool. I don't think you can do two Mujin Kyakus mid screen, but there are some neat things you can do mid screen with this. I think you can do like a, what do you call it? Can you do an Orochi there? You can definitely do an EX Orochi there, but I don't think you can do a regular one. You can definitely get like a regular Orochi without the Mujin Kyaku. I don't know if that works. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but it might, because technically it should work by like the juggle points and whatnot. I don't think you can get anything other than like the standard stuff mid-screen. You can do like stuff like this. That's kind of cool. I think that's not normally available from a Tenko. Yeah, but like you can do, so you can end with a hard Mujin Kyaku instead of light, and that ends up doing pretty good damage. I've never seen anyone do that, but like theoretically it works, so it might be alright. Or yeah, medium works as well. Medium's actually better because I think it does more damage and also it does a slam. So I know I was talking about hard. Even then, I never see anyone do that. Very cool looking. No way to convert, like, you can convert super off of that, but it's not any stronger than doing it from like Tenko. And you can't do it from like the last hit or anything like that. But that's probably the standard ender, right? I'm pretty sure that's the standard ender for if you get Crutch Fierce, Crush Counter mid-screen. But more oftentimes, if you're going for Crutch Fierce into Orochi, you're going to be doing stuff like that. If you like happen to get the Crush Counter, then you can like, there's other conversions there. But I don't actually know what. Something like that with the medium again. So normally you would end in Orochi, but if you see that you got the Crush Counter, you can actually like not Orochi and go for a medium Mujin Kyaku instead. Or two lights apparently. That's really neat. You could theoretically do something like, wow, I've never seen a Karin do that, and I've never even theorized about that. Karin struggles are really weird. I'm sorry if I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, because like I've never really experimented with this. But she's got some interesting stuff on paper. You could theoretically do something like Crutch Fierce, Orochi, like fucking for pressure, and then happen to get a Crush Counter and react to it, and then suddenly you could go for something like double Mujin Kyaku into super. Double Mujin Kyaku into super. Something like that would theoretically work. Never mind, it doesn't work. Disregard everything. That might work if you don't cancel it. There we go. So that's like a combo that's only available in that one context. So I'm not surprised that I've never seen anyone do it, but it's theoretically pretty good on paper. Kind of neat potential that you can get that kind of conversion incidentally on reaction to a Crush Counter. Anyway, Crutch Fierce is good because it gets Crush Counters. That's pretty much what I'm getting at here. Shit. You can do all our bullshit conversions too, if you want to do bullshit conversions. Let's see here. What now? Crutch Stamina House, I guess. So Stamina House is a poke. There's not that much to say about it. It's not quite as far as her Stay Medium Kick. Actually, it's about as far, isn't it? They're like right about the same range. It's a bit slower, so it's not quite as spammable. It's also got a lot more recovery. But it does have more damage just inherently. It's 90 instead of 60. And it also has higher damage potential because it's actually a Crush Counter. So if you're like fishing for really far pokes, I'll just show it off. It does spin stun. I'm not really sure what the conversion is full screen. I usually just see the V-trigger conversion full screen. I made a video about that one pretty recently. You can get like a dash there, and it's pretty good. Something like that. I missed the instant echo, but the point is that works. I think you can do V-skill from afar. That's like the way that you're supposed to do it. Yeah, like just a non-charged V-skill is like the normal ender from that far away. So if you ever see it work, you can like V-skill for the combo and the knockdown, add damage. But usually I think she might be able to get a EX Orochi too, actually. I feel like that works. Maybe an EX. I feel like something here. Yeah, there you go. EX Tenko. EX Tenko also works. You gotta do a very deliberate EX Tenko. You gotta let her move a lot. But theoretically you could get good things from that. God, it's so far. Something like that. HK walk, HK V trigger. Yeah, that works too. That's also kind of precise to do anything with. You need a very precise amount of walking. It like isn't available when you're using it like a poke most of the time. If you do hard kick into hard kick, like if you're close, this is her go-to crush counter for like if you block a DP. She's again in terms of crush counter, she's got the sweep which everyone has, and then she's got the crouch fierce and the stand roundhouse. And the stand roundhouse leaves the opponent standing, so it has higher damage conversions. So like the go-to, it's really precise actually. This is the best one, but it's kind of difficult to do. You do stand hard kick and you get that spin stun, and you can do walk in fierce, but it requires a very precise amount of walking to pick up the combo. If you walk too far, the combo drops, and if you don't walk far enough, the stand hard punch whiffs. So there's like a really precise walk that you can do to get that conversion, and that's kind of like a hard skill to cultivate. You can do walk in stand strong, which is easier because it's a faster normal. But it requires more walking because it doesn't go as far, so it ends up not being really that much easier. It ends up having like 1 frame more leniency when it looks like it should have like 3 frames more leniency. And that has like lower damage conversions as well, so you'd really prefer to go to stand fierce. But that's only possible absolutely point blank. So if you block Ryu's uppercut, you're fine. But if you block like Chun-Li spinning bird or some uppercut like maybe Kami's, well Kami's you can dash in. Chun-Li spinning bird. If you block that, if you want to go for your crush counter combos, you're not going to be point blank, and you're not going to find a way to get point blank. So you've got to go for her other conversions, like fucking EX Tenko and all that. But if you get it, if you get a crush counter from it, and you've got V trigger to convert, you can actually do another stand roundhouse, and then from there, like it's like a stand roundhouse walk in stand roundhouse, and then the stand fierce links naturally after that. So that's like a pretty good little like conversion. That's like the one that she probably usually wants to go for if she can help it. That's like her absolute max damage when crushing when doing a uppercut punish. These are really precise. I like hate to recommend stuff that's really precise, but this is like a really good skill to cultivate for Karin. I missed it. I missed both instant Tenkos. But the point is you can get instant Tenkos from that fierce. That would be her like go-to max damage. There's no way to convert crouch strong, stand strong from that unless you literally V-trigger the stand hard kick in the first place. That would theoretically work. You wouldn't do it, but it would work. That's not as high damage because you miss the second roundhouse. But generally, stand roundhouse into stand fierce is your go-to crush counter combo. And again, you have to do a very precise amount of walking. And if you have V-trigger and you want to use that, then you do 2 stand roundhouses and you V-trigger cancel the second one. And the walking is between the stand roundhouses, not between the stand roundhouse and the fierce. Stand roundhouse into the fierce. If you do the right walking the first time, you don't even need any walking here. You only need a little bit. Only need a little bit of walking in order to make that link. It's not as hard as it looks, but it is like harder than every other character's crush counter combo, so it's worth noting the difficulty. Oh well. Anyway, that's like her max damage conversion from like punishing. Crush counter hit punishable attacks. Sweep. This move is really interesting. It has amazing range for a sweep. It like goes further than the hitbox seems to imply. Or maybe just right around where the hitbox seems to imply. And most hitboxes are a little bit deceptively short, but this one actually looks like her toes are the end of the hitbox. This is again attacking from a range where most characters can't do anything in return. Ryu cannot hit me from this far away, probably not even with a sweep, and my sweep will still hit him. So it's like Karin's best. I'm pretty sure it has the most range of literally any of her pokes. Yeah. Um, and it does pretty good damage, but it's really, really hard to punish. It's like minus quite a lot. Let's actually get the exact number instead of talking out of our asses. Minus 14. That sounds really terrible, but most characters, like even if like Ryu blocks this, his sweep won't actually hit the recovery of it because I'm so far away. I'm actually outside his sweep range. And her hurt box comes back in really quick. That's actually really important. That's how you're actually supposed to punish it. Let me show this off really fast. Let me actually, like, let's get a proof of concept going. Guard recovery action, slot 1. Let's hit that reversal. Damn, I missed it. I just mashed. Alright. There we go. Reversal sweep. It's on. And he's blocking. Yeah, I see how, like, even though I'm poking and he's doing a reversal sweep, it's still failing to punish me. Most characters have a ridiculously hard time at punishing this move when you space it well. I was just in range there. But there's a trick to it. I think Ryu's crouch jab will work. I'm actually not sure. Alright. So her hurt box goes really far forward and then comes back really quickly. It comes back after 4 frames. So you have to hit her hurt box before it comes back. That's like the trick. So even though like Ryu's crouch jab should be ridiculously far out of range, Ryu's crouch jab is actually really good at hitting this. Most low punches, most crouch jabs, virtually every crouch jab in the game is like the go-to punish for the sweep. But most characters can't get like a good conversion from a crouch jab from this range, so it's really just like you're doing the same damage in white damage that they're doing back to you in jab. But like just like I'm sorry Korean players that I'm fucking sharing this information, but a crouch jab is a punish most of the time against this normal for like almost every character. Maybe just a reversal crouch jab on reaction, because it's hitting her extended hurt box before it can recess, before it can pull back into her body. It has to be 4 frames. You can't use like a 5-frame crouch jab. I don't think. Like Brady's crouch jab will be able to punish it. Well, probably will just because it goes really far. But like well maybe not. I have no idea. But usually like reversal, like a 3-frame or a 4-frame crouch jab, or like a 3-frame or 4-frame crouch short. Usually won't crouch jabs because they're cancelable. Like Ryu can probably get that into. Well, I don't think Ryu can convert anything except super from that jab. I don't think his uppercut will hit. I don't think his EX Tatsu will hit. So it's really not that bad to eat that jab. But just like to be aware, this is punishable for most characters at every range. I just did a safe one, so there are ranges where it's safe, at least in this matchup, which is very, very pixel precise. But it is a really good poke because like you're risking eating 30 damage in return, but also like if you have it work, then it's 90, and you get a crush counter, it's like 120 plus a hard knockdown. So it's not too risky. It's not like too bad. The damage returns are really good. Let me turn off guard as well. Laura's medium elbow can punish it on reversal? Really? Oh wait, no, that makes sense. You mean like I thought when you said medium elbow, I just pictured stand strong, but you mean like quarter circle forward medium punch. That's not too surprising if it's really minus 14, which I think it is. Probably light works too, but medium's a lot better. If there's anything that actually goes really far in 14 frames and hits her actual body, then that's a punish as well. So Ryu Super would do that, for example. Ryu can also reversal super this sweep. Anything that hits like Karin, anything that goes all the way to her will punish. But 14 frames to get that far is difficult for most of the cast. Let's see here. What else? Have we hit all our normals? She's got like 1 command normal, I think. Yeah, the overhead. This overhead is pretty godlike. Maybe it's just the input lag. Maybe it's just the input lag that makes it godlike. It's 22 frames, which is kind of slow for an overhead. But it's hard. I feel like it's really hard to react to compared to most overheads in this game. Maybe it's just the startup animation makes it deceptive, or maybe I just don't fight enough Koreans. But it goes really far compared to most overheads. And it also hops. I'm not sure if it actually leaves the ground. I'm not sure if you can use it to counterpoke lows. But it does go like really, really far. and it is an overhead, so if you catch someone low blocking, then you can really easily hit them with it. It's really nice meaty. It's really nice, like as just like a way to stop people from dedicated blocking. There's no way to combo into or out of it. It's just like a hey, I'm here. I'm like, don't block high against me. Open them up against low forward and stuff like that. Just a way to tag in a little bit of extra damage and make them nervous. I guess it does look a little bit like a Rasenha. No, but that's also like this. That's also an overhead, so you'd still like high block. But yeah, like it's a faster overhead and it's a more safe overhead than a Rasenha is. But we'll talk about Rasenha as well. Um, it's -4, but like the only thing that punishes -4 attacks for the most part is light normals, and you're usually not going to be punishable from light normals if you space it right. Like Ryu's light normals won't hit from that far away if he blocks. So let's actually get a proof of concept of that. Proof of concept. It should still be on. It's not still on. Yeah, that's like his 4-frame jab. Even though I'm -4 on block, he like can't punish that from that range. I'm weak. If you're up close, it can be punished. That was a punish. So you gotta do keep in mind to space it, but it's still pretty good up close because if you only overhead from far away, then people will just always block low close and always block high far away. It's important to mix it up a little bit. Damn it, I don't like that box. But it is technically punishable. On hit, it's neutral. It's like 0. So don't worry about that. But it's -4 on block, and it is technically reactable as a 22-frame attack. Air normals, there's not that much to say. I think jump short can cross up, right? Maybe it's like super precise. That did not give me the cross up notification, and yet I still crossed up. Maybe it just did and I missed it. Her main cross up, wow. It didn't give me the cross up notification. Did that really hit in the front and cross up? Jesus Christ, there might be something really broken about that. Shit, dude. Alright, from some ranges, you can get a move that crosses up after hits on the front and then crosses up. That's really dope. Anyway, jump medium kick is her main cross-up button. It's pretty big cross-up as they go. And her jump arc is very vertical, so it's like pretty easy to hit that cross-up from most jump ranges. It's like as big as like Ken's. The later you hit it, the more successful it is. You can generally do pretty much everything you would combo from a cross-up from that button. Like all of her normal combo options are available. Let's see here. You do jump strong and stuff. I think as a you can use that as an anti-air, or jump jab. Both of those are like decent at like stopping opponents from jumping in. Should still be on the jump. You can like reaction jump strong to people jumping in, and that's like actually a pretty good anti-air. It'll hit them before they would be hitting a button, but they could theoretically hit a button early to hit you, but like you wouldn't. It would be really risky to hit a button that early, in case Karin doesn't jump. So this is like a good little anti-air actually. Way to prevent people from approaching. Works for stand medium kick or jump medium kick as well, but that one's got kind of a lower hitbox. So I think when I was testing them both like earlier on when I was doing the B&B videos, I had more success with this one, just because it hits sooner because of the higher hitbox. Jump medium kick has the lowest. I should have talked about that when I mentioned jump medium kick. It goes the furthest down of all of your air normals. So if you want to hit the opponent as soon as humanly possible, then jump medium kick is the one to use. Like if you're like you really need to hit like a punish as soon as possible. Like if you're just through a fireball and you're not sure if you can hit in time, but it's barely a difference from jump hard kick. Jump hard kick does the most damage, and it also goes the furthest laterally. I'm pretty sure. I'm doing it really early. So it's the one you'll be using most of the time, like pretty much every character. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use jump fierce. It's just jump hard kick but taller, and therefore you have to do it later. Same damage and everything. Jump jab, jump strong, jump short, and jump forward. Jump forward you'll pretty much be doing as a cross up. Most of the time, most players won't be using jump strong, jump jab, and jump short at all. But they are kind of good hitboxes. Jump back jab is a really good close anti-air. Neutral jump strong is a really good preemptive anti-air. So these are like good little tools for her when she kind of suffers for anti-airs. But like usually just it's like the same as any other character. Jump forward for cross-ups and jump hard kick the rest of the time will usually get you by. I don't think there's anything else to say about air normals. There's nothing else she can do in the air. There's no air special move or anything like that, I don't think. Let's talk about her special moves, I guess. I feel like Karin is primarily going to be... It's a common theme with her special moves is that they're punishable. Okay? And I'll show that off with each special move when I like talk about them. But just as like a Proof like as a like as an aside, like don't forget about this. Karin's gonna be playing mostly using her normals against like a good player. Um, Hold on. I guess we'll start with what the fuck. Let's look at her actual in-game command list because I'm looking at their command list in there and I don't know what the fuck a Sapo is. Let's just go through this one by one. Oh, Seppo. Okay, that's her command dash. That's why. That's why fucking it doesn't have any frame data associated with it because it doesn't have a hitbox. So she's got a command dash. You can cancel into it. It's not safe to do stuff like that. Like, I think we're going to be doing this a lot. We're going to have lots and lots of reversal jabs going. I might as well just leave this shit on. Yeah, that's a punish. Yeah, not only is it a punish, but actually it's counter hitting me. If you get hit during that dash, you're actually counter hit. So you don't want to just do the dash by itself. You can't use it like Ken's run. Because it takes, that's the light one. That's the one that resolves the fastest. And that's for my most plus frame normal. And that can still just be counter hit on reaction. So you really don't want to use it like Ken's run. You theoretically could. Like maybe you could sneak that in against someone. Get like a little sneaky Seppo in and like get a throw like that, like a throw reset. And it works really well to do that if you're hitting anti-air. Like if you hit anti-air, stand fierce, and then you Seppo from there. Because then they don't have a reversal to punish you, and you get like a sneaky cross under or something like that. But usually, I'm going to say right now, like don't cancel this, and like don't be a wannabe Ken. Even Ken is usually reversal jab punishable. So like don't treat this like fucking Ken's run or Laura's forward B skill or anything like that. But you've got options from it. It's branching. You've got pretty much the Tenko and I think the Orochi and the Instant Tenko. Those are like the three. Let's actually talk about each of those in turn. Okay, so stop writing for a second. The Tenko is just punch. If you do it, she says right there and kind of launches you. And then you can do follow-ups and stuff. It's a juggle starter. It's pretty unsafe on block, so you don't want to have the opponent block it. Like, you can react, and Ryu could probably do, like, stand strong or something like that and cancel it, get lots of damage on you. Crouch Fierce probably would be, like, his go-to, actually. So you really want to hit confirm it, and it's actually pretty slow, so it's really hard to hit confirm, except from, like stuff like that. But you're not going to be hit confirming it like that anyway, because you're going to be hit confirming the instant one, because the instant one is literally better in every way, for the most part. Not quite every way. So if you hit punch immediately, like in the first few frames of your dash, it actually changes. She says right there when you do the normal one, but if you do an instant one, she makes like a and it launches as a different launch. It launches the opponent a little bit higher, and I think a little further out. It's got a launch that you can do more stuff with. And it does more damage too. Like that was 114 for 2. It's 60 for 1, but I think Instant Tenko is 80. Yeah. So Instant Tenko is the one you want to do like every time if you can help it. The trick for Instant Tenko, I usually just do it like a car grab. I do like core circle forward. And then I input a car throw. That's technically, like, bad. You should use different normals. That way you have no command overlap with, like, a throw or anything like that. That's a really good way to do it, though. But the thing about this is that when you do it from a cancel, like, let's say I do Stand Fierce, cancel it into command dash, I input the command dash before it actually comes out, so it's delayed if you do it from a cancel. So what I usually do is I just do a late as fuck cancel. But there's different people do different things there. There's no, like... There's a lot of different ways to make that work, to do it. But Instant Tenko is like your go-to juggle option, and it's also unsafe. So like it's not any safer from doing the regular Tenko. So Instant Tenko is usually the way to go. One of the first and most important things you should learn as Karin is being able to do Instant Tenkos like 100% reliably, and also being able to do Instant Tenkos from like normals 100% reliably, which unfortunately I'm not the greatest at yet. But this is like an important skill to cultivate. Practice doing stuff like that. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. Good to be able to use instant Tenkos from all of her attacks. Anyway, if you ever get an instant Tenko, the go-to juggles are V-skill is really good. That one builds you a little bit of V-meter, but it's not damage optimal, but V-meter is nice. So that, I feel like that's the one that you should do most of the time. It's not too hard. You can't get a charged V-skill, but you can get a regular one. Light Mujin Kaku, I think does a smidge more damage. 143 versus what, 135? Fuck. Let me get rid of this health scaling really fast. See, that's why I should be using different normals. I play on pad, so that kind of stuff is hard. Yeah, 134. So Instant Echo into Light Mujin Kaku is a little bit stronger, and that also has better follow-ups, or rather, it has a better follow-up. I guess it has two. It just ends after Light Mujin Kaku. There's nothing to do there. Your combo's over once you do that. But if you're in the corner, you can actually do an EX percent out there. And actually mid-screen, you can do a super. So if you want to burn a super, or if you're in the corner, you've got to follow up. I feel like I could have said that more cleanly. But those are like her bread and butter like juggles. Those are the ones you see the most often. Light Mujin Kyaku into nothing. Light Mujin Kyaku into EX for Senha in corners, and Light Mujin Kyaku into super mid-screen. Oh, and I feel like you should also mention that if you're in V-Trigger, you can go to her Rekkas from that. And that would be probably what you do most of the time. You do that instead of the Mujin Kyaku, I don't think you can get it as well. Yeah. So in place of the Mujin Kyaku, in place of the V-skill, the third follow-up is the Rekkas. I'll talk a little bit more about that when I talk about her V-Trigger, but that's like one of the go-tos. That's one of the bread and butters you should learn. Give me a second to drink this water. My throat's killing me. Okay, wait, I lied. I did a lot of lying just now. There's some other follow-ups that are like really precise. How does this one work? I like forget. I think you have to, no. Okay. Here's some things you can do mid-screen for like the completion. There's EX follow-ups mid-screen that I forgot about. I was talking about meterless shit too much. Check this out. One, if you get there's like 3 different ways to play this out. If you get an instant Tenko, you can do Light Mujin Kaku, and then you can actually get an EX Tenko, like a non-instant Tenko. You're gonna take a few attempts. There you go, I just did it. That juggles. That's a 1-bar mid-screen juggle. It's not as strong as their Senha, but that's actually interesting because it launches 2. So if you can get that, you can then get an EX Orochi, which is the only thing that has the juggle potential to hit from there. That combo is really hard to do. Instant Tenko. Fuck, I did it wrong. I'm honestly I'm gonna try for it a few times, but I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to get it. But I'll like at least describe it really well. I'm not very good at this. This is like a very important and difficult Karin skill. Where's my command dashes? Ah, I freaked out because I got it. It's very precise because you can easily go the wrong distance. You need to let her like travel far enough. But also you have to get there fast enough. Who was it? Was it, oh no, I did that. Getting confused. It's almost that. You can do, you can do instant Tenko into instant Orochi. So it's like this into that. It's 2 bars, but it does a shit ton of damage. It does around 400 from just like staying fierce into that. But it's really difficult. It's character specific, I didn't even know that. Yeah, but it works on Ryu. Where else have I been wasting my time? It's genuinely really hard. There's easier versions of it though, and I'll show off the easier versions. Because the easier versions I actually know, and they're a lot easier, and they barely lose any damage. So I think the easier versions are probably the ones that most people should bother to learn. But they have different openings. Like that one you can just do from the Light Mujin Kyaku. So it's like the same thing you would do every single time. You can just decide during the Light Mujin Kyaku, do I want to burn 2 bars here? But this one you actually have to do a different starter. But if you do an instant Tenko, and then if you go straight into EX Tenko, then you actually have, what is it? You can do either EX uh, Mujin Kyaku from there, or you can do a dash in EX Rasenha from there. I'll try and show those two off because they're easy enough that I'll probably get them. Bonk. I missed a hit. There's a way to get an additional hit in that. It does about 400 damage when you do it right, I think. Or maybe I got it all. Because I think I didn't start with that. I think it does 400 damage with the Stand Fierce at the beginning. That was the wrong special move. How easy it is to get all the hits of the EX Mujin Kyaku is based on how far you go during the EX Tenko. Showing off all these stupid Karin juggles. I'll try and fucking summarize at the end of all the juggles, like where you should do each one. And hopefully we'll have, like, you know... That's just wrong. That's the wrong starter. Karin, work with me. Yeah, I lost a hit for sure there. That time I literally, like, saw the hit I lost. I did it too early. And that was... I don't have the muscle memory yet. I think that was it. No, that was the same damage. I have no idea. Anyway, the one that I practiced, which is probably the one that I consider to be the easiest, is Dash in Rasenha. EX Rasenha. And this is still 2 bars. She has a lot of 2-bar combos that do almost the same damage. These are all the ones. Oh. There it is. 356. No, maybe that's it. Maybe it does 400 if you do that opening. Maybe I'm just misremembering. Because I guess I am doing it right. They're all doing the same realm of damage, so that was when I got the EX Mujin Kyaku, I guess that was it. If anyone watching this in fucking YouTube wants to just like summarize, because I'm like being so bad about the fucking juggles, wants to summarize the best ones. Anyway, I would say like if you do like a instant Tenko and do an EX Tenko from there, and you do it with like even remotely good timing, you can actually get a forward dash going and then EX % from there. It's like you can react to whether you got a good enough Tenko during the forward dash. So like if you're good, you can just there's no danger to this, and it looks pretty swaggy. If someone's never seen that before, if they see a mid combo dash, a lot of people are like, oh shit. Just for the record, if you've got the opponent in a corner, then you don't need like dashes or anything. You don't need any sort of precision. You've got different follow-ups if you've got the opponent in a corner, and I think Orochi works there too, right? So if you want to do a 1-bar combo, you do instant Tenko, EX Tenko, and then Orochi, I think. I think that's it. Or maybe like I'm misremembering and there's not enough juggle potential. Oh, I didn't show that off either, and I really should have showed that off. Because that's actually the max damage meteor sender. So you can actually do instant Tenko into Orochi. Instant Tenko into Orochi. It requires an instant Orochi, and it's kind of hard. There are no instant Orochis. There's no way to buffer this. You've just got to have good timing. There it is. That's like her max damage meteor sender. I said that her max damage meteor sender was like Mujin Kyaku, but actually it's Orochi. I lied earlier when I said that. But yeah, a regular Orochi is like really hard to get like that. I'm showing off all these fucking... And I think Orochi's only available if you get instant Tenko. So if you're in one of those scenarios where you can't get instant Tenko, then you've got to go for like Mujin Kyaku. Let me actually talk about that really fast. I've been showing off instant Tenko combos like crazy. But sometimes instant Tenko isn't available for like range or stuff like that. I'm going to have a hard time showing this off, aren't I? That still worked. There's some combos, I forget what, where instant Tenko doesn't work. Like just purely because you're like too far away. And if you're doing instant Tenko, it just whiffs. I don't think they're off Stand Fierce though, but I don't remember where they are. This was during the beta. They might have just improved the range of instant Tenko. And I may be talking about stuff that's out of date. It's more true for EX Tenko. There are times where instant Tenko with EX whiffs. Most notably in juggles. Oh, it's during like Crush Counter stuff, isn't it? I feel like. Nah. Well, I mean, yeah, we just saw it during Crush Counter stuff, but that's not what I'm thinking of. Whatever. The point is, sometimes you need the distance, and instant Tenko, you can't control the distance. Sometimes you need to move forward more. Max range, crutch, medium kick. Yeah. Maybe. That might be it. There are ranges where instant Tenko whiffs. can't seem to find any of them, but they exist. Just take my word for it. That's still in range. I mean, I have the talking ports organized. It's just fucking, there's no, like, I don't know. I have like a distinct order that I talk about everything. It's just, there's so much shit that Karin can do from an instant Tenko, and there's no like fucking, okay. Let me summarize. In summation, from an instant Tenko, the options are Light Mugen Kaki if you want easiness or a super, or an EX for Senha in the corner. V skill if you want V meter and corner carry. And Orochi if you're good and you want absolute max damage. And also I should also mention that from Orochi you can also get a super if you're good. That's kind of difficult, but it works, and it's more damage optimal than Mugen Kaku. So if you can do that, then do that. Those are your general meterless mid-screen answers. And if you're in the corner, you can get a EX for Senha quite easily. After that, Mugen Kaku. So that would be what you would do most of the time. And if you want to burn 1 bar, I think you do... What do you do if you want to burn 1 bar? It's like... I don't remember if there's a juggle there. No, you just do Mugen Kaku into EX. That's it. That's the 1 bar combo. Okay. That's your 1 bar. If you want to burn 1 bar, that's the combo you do. And then if you want to burn 2 bars, then you either do that same combo into EX Orochi, like just add EX Orochi onto the end, or do the kill the Light Mugen Kaku and do EX Mugen Kaku as an ender, or you do the early EX thing into a dash and EX for Senha. Those are like your 2 bar combos, and those do pretty good damage. Like Karin turns meter into damage really well compared to most characters. God, this character is weird. Missed it. The point is it works. 1 bar in corner EX for Senha. Yeah, you always end in EX for Senha in corners. If you want to earn 1 bar, EX for Senha is the best avenue to do it. You just do your Light Mugen Kaku into your EX for Senha. Do it like that. That's like max damage for 1 bar if you're in the corner. But otherwise you do the EX, this thing. Anyway, I talked a lot about fucking Tenkos, but let's talk about Orochi. You can juggle into it, which I showed off a couple times, but also it's literally like Karin's only safe special move. Like, I wish I was joking about that. I'm pretty sure it's the only one. I mean, technically this is safe, but only if you don't interrupt it. Or like a lot of her B trigger stuff is safe, but only if you don't interrupt it. So like this is like uninterruptible most of the time, and also it's like safe. It's -2. So like this is her only way to use special moves as pressure for the most part. Safely. You can super confirm it. I showed that off earlier. I showed off Stand Fierce Orochi super is like safe pressure, but usually you're just going to be doing like Stand Fierce into Orochi, Stand Strong into Orochi, stuff like that. It's usually just used as like a kind of spacing tool, and you can cancel into it from anything technically. That doesn't combo, but it's like a good... It combos on counter hit, and it's like good pressure. You can do that from like other various normals. Like if you see, one thing you can do here is crouch strong, stand strong, like I showed that off, and then you can do EX tank. You can do Tenko on reaction to that working. But if it's blocked, you can do like Orochi instead. I missed it, I was a little late. If you're good, it's a combo. But like that's not too bad on block. That's like a good way to get a lot of chip damage going, a lot of white damage going. Just get some pressure. So it's like that's almost the same input. You're always doing crouch strong, stand strong into core circle forward kick. It's just that you end on different things depending on whether you see yourself hitting or not. So you don't need to make a decision very much in that combo. It's like a very small decision. It's easy to react because you have to change very little about your execution. So that's like a very common thing that Koreans do, is they just do block strings into Orochi like that. EX, I've been showing it off in combos a lot. It goes farther and it does more damage, and it like has different juggle properties. With EX, with the Tenko, I think there is still an EX Tenko version of this, but they do the same damage. She doesn't like say anything different or anything like that. I think they both launch the same height and they both do the same damage, so don't worry too much about that. And the EX Orochi is pretty neat. It like causes a crumple. The combo I usually see people do, I imagine it's damage optimal, is the hard Mujin Kyaku. I don't know what else is available there. I almost always see people do the hard Mujin Kyaku. That seems okay. That seems like the thing that you would go for. Fuck. Really late there. Let's try the medium one just to see what happens. Yeah, misses. Okay, so the other thing... Well, I mean, it's not even EX. It's EX Seppo. This is the thing I was going to talk about with this move. I think I have Ryu on 4. Come on. Yeah, hell yeah. This is her fireball answer. It's like probably her best fireball answer. You've got to go really far with it. But EX this goes through fireballs. But if you do the follow-ups, the follow-ups don't go through fireballs. So you've got to get fully through the fireball before you cancel it, which is like something that's really important to like be aware of. You don't want to just hit the punch like, you know, really quickly. It's important to actually go through the fireball. You can actually use it just as a reset or something like that as well. Not reset, but like you can use it to just get in if you're not sure if you're going to get a punish or not, like if you're really far away. And you can do the shoulder from that, which is probably the better follow-up than the Tenko. But that's like her best answer to fireballs. She's got a couple other fireball answers that are worth mentioning, but that's just the one that's like, it'll punish the fireballs from the furthest away. Shit. Gotta do it really fast from up close though. But that's like a pretty good little fireball answer compared to most of the cast. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, let me actually say that. I've seen that. You can do walk in, crush me, punch, yeah, and get a reset from that. And then you can do some stuff from there. I actually don't even know what you can do from there. I just know that it works. What else? There's more to EX Orochi. Oh, yeah. So, it's like not bad after crush counters too. That's the other thing I wanted to mention. You can get like a max range crush counter and I think get an EX Orochi from there. You can definitely get an EX. What is it? What's the combo? Okay, there we go. Got it. That's like very generally available after a crush counter up close. And from afar you can get like a Tenko, I think. But it's kind of precise. That pretty much works the same way that a Tenko does. You can pretty much get the same shit off of it. It's not like fully the same shit because it only has the launch of a normal Tenko, not an EX Tenko, I think. I mean an instant Tenko. Fuck. I've talked about Seppo too long and I'm getting really sick of it. It probably does other stuff too. The point is, it's like a fucking very versatile special move because it branches. I didn't mention this at all, but Seppo does go different ranges depending on the button you hit. So if you want to go a little bit further, you hit hard. If you're doing an instant Tenko, it doesn't matter at all. Instant Tenkos always go the same range. But if you're like doing like a ranged Tenko, you'll go further with a hard dash, if that matters. Usually it won't. Two. Orochi projectile invincible frames 3 for 14. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know that. I gotta test that really fast because I don't know what the fuck I'm reading. How about that? What's that for? Can you really use that to punish a fireball? Normal Orochi has some projectile invincibility frames. Wow. I'm gonna be real, I didn't know that. That actually looked decently like that looked like something you could maybe pull out in a match. I've never seen any Korean player do that in all the time I played this game. I had no idea that was possible. That's really cool. But that would only work from really far out because the dash itself here is not immune to fireballs like the other one. So you've got to use the Orochi in order to catch the fireball. So that's only going to be good on characters who extend their limbs during fireball animations like Ryu and Ken. How strange though. And you could super that as well. You could get a super off of that. That's really cool. Let me be real, that's like completely new information for me. I can see that being great against Ryu and Ken, but I don't think that would help you that much against Nash and Chun-Li, but I would need to experiment with it. But like, it seems like it would be best against characters where you could hit their limbs, or otherwise that's Orochi's probably usually going to be whiffing because it doesn't seem that wide. Anyway, let's talk about a different special move because I'm getting sick of all this shit. Mujin Kyaku. All of them are unsafe. It says -5 here, which is already a little bit unsafe. Um, um, yeah, there you go. Already punishable. But it's actually even worse than that because if the opponent is crouching, the second hit whiffs. So it's like worse than -5. I mean, it depends on the range, I guess. But in the most of the context you're going to do it, it's punishable. That's the point. This is pretty much always punishable. So you can't use it like just like free pressure or anything like that. That being said, it's not a true block string from a lot of the shit she does, so it creates a lot of holes where people could be hitting buttons, especially if you're using like the medium one, for example. There's 3 different versions of this move. Let me talk about all of them. Light one is pretty much only for like combos from lights. It's just like a little closer, or like her juggles. Just does a little bit of damage without having commit of the other ones. The medium one adds on an overhead, and the overhead is safe. So if they actually, like if they're crouch blocking, they might eat the overhead, but even if they block the overhead, even if they react, you didn't risk anything. But you kind of did risk stuff, because you can't, like, the opponent can interrupt the overhead by doing like a crouch jab or something like that. So, the opponent can consistently crouch jab after a Mujin Kyaku and catch you for doing the light or the medium. So it's not really safe. And the hard one is kind of interesting. I thought that wasn't a true block string. That might have been during the beta. The hard one is it's the most damage by a pretty generous margin. Has that little add-on hit, but it's really unsafe. It's like quite minus. It's like minus like over 10, -15 according to V-frames. So all of these are like punishable. That says -6. It might actually be -6. But I have like a hard time testing that with what I have right now. And make him reverse the jab after a point blank one. I mean, I guess I could. Like a knockdown. And closer. Yeah, I could do it like that. Alright, fucking... No, yeah. Reversal jab's not going to be punishing something like that. Maybe Ryu staying short would punish it. I'm pretty sure it's either safe. I mean, I was pretty sure it was safe, but it might only be safe for range and not safe for frames. So Ryu might be able to like reversal super or something like that. Light Mujin Kyaku on hit is +2. Medium kick Mujin Kyaku on hit is +2. So if you actually don't block them, they lead to pressure, and that's a really big deal because like look at this. If I get like, let's say I'm Karin, if I get crouch medium kick into light Mujin Kyaku, like let's say I get that in like a punish scenario or something like that, light Mujin Kyaku into that is, I can immediately follow it up with another one. Okay, that's like a low, immediately following the Mujin Kyaku. Or I can just go into the medium version and do an overhead. So it seems kind of shitty, but that's a really fast overhead, and you can just not have that overhead there and instead have a low. So like, if you actually eat a light Mujin Kyaku at any point, or a medium Mujin Kyaku, you can't tell them apart. And then she's got like a 50-50 after that. Most Korean players don't go for that because it's insanely risky, but just for the record, like in some situation, any situation like a punish or whatever where the Mujin Kyaku is guaranteed, or even if you just hit confirm it, or even if like you just want to go for it, if you just want to fucking be unsafe like that. Doing that, like that would be a hit confirm. Fuck. Doing that, for example, would be a low follow-up. And doing that would be an overhead follow-up. So there's like a little bit of trickery there. What I'm trying to say. You can get like you can sneak between the lows and the overheads. I'm pretty sure EX goes through fireballs, right? I don't remember the express purpose of EX outside of combos. Okay, I completely lied. I must be thinking of Lily from Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Got a very similar move to this. What's the purpose of EX Mujin Kyaku? Lower body invincible frames 5 to 18. That sounds almost impossible to use well. I'm pretty sure the EX one is actually safe, but the fact that it's an EX move kind of means you can't really spam it no matter what. But if that's really only -2, let's get him jabbing just to see if he can interrupt it at any point. Yeah. It doesn't even play out the last hit if it's blocked. So that is safe, and it does do quite a lot of chip damage, and it does go through lows. So I guess if you wanted to predict a low, you could use it like that. I never see Koreans do this in footsies, so it must be either very impractical or just usually a waste of bar. But that would be my best guess as its use. Let's talk about Rasenha. This move is pretty neat. Start up is abysmal. 16, 21, 26 for the 3 versions. Hata. So the way it works is the first hit is a high, but the second hit's an overhead. So the first hit will whiff on a crouching opponent, but the second hit is guaranteed to hit on a crouching opponent. It's really too slow to use as an overhead though, because like I said, it has 16 frame startup, but that's for the first hit. The second hit's even slower than that. So you can even the light one you can react to in high block, and it looks, if anything, it looks like a jump, so you'd probably be high blocking it anyway. But it's punishable. Like Ryu could do two crouch jabs into like an uppercut or something like that. Crouch jab, stand jab, Tatsu, something. I don't know. Ryu has like ways that he could just get a hit confirm every single time he sees it, or even like punish it worse than that. Do I have an exact minus frames? -6, and it's a lot worse with the sweep. And you can do the up kick follow up to this one, can't you as well? Yeah, that's also available. That's actually really interesting. This is super unsafe, but it's actually like kind of good on paper. Like it's a good mix up on paper. Good is a bit strong because Ryu could uppercut literally every follow up. So what you've got here with the Rasenhas is you've got this overhead, and if it actually works, it's like, you know, decent damage. And again, you can combo into it from like stuff like that, but it requires a standing opponent. If the opponent's crouching, then it usually won't work. See, that fell out because the first hit whiffed. So it makes it a really like bad combo for confirms, because you've got to like confirm standing as well, and if the opponent's not standing, you've got to do something completely different. So you might as well do the completely different thing, which does more damage anyway every time. It's kind of picky in footsies too. It is an overhead, and the light one is pretty fast. Even for an overhead, it's like okay, it's still usable. But the fact that they can reversal jab you and get a combo out of that just makes it like kind of bad. And then if it works, you can do this follow up where she slides and that combos. So it ends up doing like pretty good damage. If you're like fighting someone who doesn't really know how to play against Karin, you can like use that to like spam overheads and fucking be annoying. That little slide follow up is like -11, so it's quite punishable. You don't want to do it like that. Like you don't want to spam that. Usually you just want to fucking not do the ender, because if the opponent just blocks and blocks correctly, yeah, it's an overhead to a low, but there's no risk to like crouch blocking after doing the overhead. And even then, like if they interrupt or if they like low block, you're gonna get blown up. So really, like, it's only used for like the combos. And then you've also got this other follow up plus kick. It's blockable, I think. Should be blockable. Like 80-90% sure that it can be blocked. Oh, stop fucking doing your bullshit. I actually have a lot to say about that. Okay, is that actually a throw? Because if it is, then I'm genuinely surprised. Because that seemed to be a throw. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how this follow-up works. Because I guess it is a throw. Fuck, I should not have done how to play Karin. I'm a scrub. I like thought I analyzed this character all fucking deep and shit. I'm still being surprised. This is quite easy to interrupt, but it interrupts, I think it doesn't hit it all. Hold on, let me get him crouching. I think it still hits crouching. Okay, doesn't hit crouching. It just hits Ryu's crouching jab for whatever reason. That's kind of weird. I wonder if it's like because he's standing for a few frames or something like that. Because I thought it didn't hit crouching opponents at all, but it hit Ryu's crouch jab and I got all fucking confused. So, this is even easier to interrupt, but some things that would interrupt the sweep or would just punish the no follow-up get hit by the up plus kick. So there's a little way you can maybe save yourself, but it's quite unsafe if you don't. If it doesn't hit, the opponent can reaction punish you for like really good damage. Ryu could see that whiff and stand strong, crouch, fierce uppercut, or something like that. He could get his max damage conversions out of that. But it is kind of neat as a gimmick tool because it will catch, like Ryu theoretically could always do crouch jab. Okay, that time it didn't hit. Now I'm just confused. Why did it work that one time? Am I crazy? Was it working earlier? Oh, okay, no, I've got it. Okay, so what was happening was he was standing after whiffing the crouch jab, but I had him set to crouch now, so he never returns to standing. So yeah, he's just like standing into it. Okay, okay. This works the way I thought it did. I thought I was going insane. I thought that was punishing the crouch jab. Yeah, certain things that certain characters do to punish the Rasenha, that follow-up can catch people doing those things. Ryu's not a good example of that because Ryu can always do crouch jab and it's always good. And the only reason this is even working is because he's standing into it after whiffing the crouch jab. But against some characters, that can catch people who are attempting to go for their punishes. And it does end sooner than just letting Rasenha naturally end. So like their punish won't hit in time. Like crouch jab normally punishes Rasenha, but it won't here because this is interrupting the ending of Rasenha. So like if Ryu wants to use like stand strong to punish the Rasenha, which normally works, this can beat that. This can catch him trying to use stand strong, for example. That's like what it's for. It's to prevent people from going for optimal punishes. But there are still punishes that can work against anything. I just said for Ryu. Like Ryu can literally always block Rasenha and uppercut. That'll punish the slide before it can hit. That'll punish the no follow-up because it hits fast enough. And that'll punish this little flip. So it's just about finding the right tools for your character that'll beat all three options, because they're the only three things she can do there. And Ryu can do crouch jabs, or like crouching normals. Most every character can do crouching normals to punish it, so they can do like any crouching normal that'll punish the Rasenha, which is like most of them, because it's like -6. And then like if she does the up follow-up, you can punish that on reaction. If she does the slide, it'll interrupt the slide. So like 2 crouch jabs into whatever your crouch jab conversion is will be a universal punish here for like the whole cast. But you could get bigger punishes, but not for this little flip follow-up. So it like kind of saves Karin from getting smashed half the time. Fuck, I've talked so much about Rasenha. I only shut off the light one. So the medium one goes further, and the hard one goes further still. I guess that's theoretically useful in terms of like picking the right range to hit the opponent, but really the medium one and hard one are too damn slow to use like overheads. But the hard one has this cool kind of thing where, and it's only the hard one, where it has projectile invincibility for most of its frames. So it's not that hard to use it to go through a fireball. It's kind of difficult to do on reaction. The opponent might be able to block you on reaction most of the time. You've got to do it real quick. But it is like a punish for fireballs. And again, it's only the hard one, so you can only punish fireballs from like this far out. If you're like this close and you're trying to do the hard one, you're going to go over the opponent's head, or you're not going to get projectile invincibility in time. It's just not going to work like that. So it's only a really far away fireball punish. But it is quite good as a fireball punish from far away. It's like worth using. Good little tool for her. So from up closer, you can do like EX that as a fireball punish, and from further away, you can do this as a fireball punish. But you don't want to do it wild. You don't want to do it raw willy-nilly, because it's quite easy to like as Guile. Like I can easily crouch, I can block it and then crouch jab, and go for a sonic boom into something like that. I can like flash kick it on reaction coming in. So you have to do it like. You have to do it either kind of predictively or like on really fast reaction to actually get the fireball punish, and you have to be right that a fireball's coming, because just having it blocked is pretty bad. The medium one pretty much sees very little use, except like maybe that is okay. I have him on block. Maybe the combo is okay. The light one sees use as an overhead a little bit, but not really that much, and the hard one sees use as a fireball punish, but usually people don't really use those. The EX one is radically different. The EX one is almost an uppercut. It's really fast. It's 5-frame startup, so it's like really quick. It's got full body invincibility, I'm pretty sure, until after it hits no less, so it's like a true reversal. It's crush counter punishable, or just counter hit punishable in general, so you get pretty screwed up if you have the opponent block it and they go for like Ryu Stand Roundhouse or something like that. They can do like half your health in one combo. And it is actually a good anti-air. Alright, this is her only good anti-air, and it's damn good. Like genuinely, it's damn good. The only problem is it requires meter. But it's pretty good at hitting behind her. You won't always get the full connect, but you'll often get one hit on someone trying to jump over her head. Works in corners too. It's pretty vertical. Yeah, that's the hit I was looking for. So even if they jump forward when you're cornered, like this still usually works. So it's like a decent corner escape in that regard. Okay, it didn't work there. I've like tested this and it worked pretty well. Maybe I did it late. Maybe I did it early. I thought this was okay. I might be second guessing myself now. That time he didn't even jump over me. Whatever. No Nikali. It's 5-frame startup, and it's got true invincibility. So you can let the opponent get nice and deep on you, and then you can just uppercut them like that. And it's pretty tall, and it's like pretty wide, and it goes pretty far out. So like it's a really consistent anti-air from like even as close as this to like even as far as this. Alright, that was like the max range. You really don't want to do it at any range where if they did an empty jump, it would be punishable. So I would say between like here and like here would be the ranges where you can really anti-air. But that's the ranges where people jump, so that's good. It is a good anti-air. And if you have bar, I feel like I almost want to say that if Karin has bar, like all of her bar should go to this. Or not all of it, but just like if you have an EX bar, then this should be your anti-air like 100% of the time. Oh, I didn't talk about it, but Tenko actually anti-airs. It's not that good. It doesn't recess her hitbox, but it does have a good enough hitbox to anti-air. So like right there, I just beat his jump in clean. But again, Tenko moves forward, so you can only do it from kind of far away jumps. Like you can't do it from like this close, because Tenko just won't hit. But Tenko does anti-air, just for the record. You can do like Tenko anti-airs. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that, honestly. But it works. The fact that it works is kind of notable in and of itself. Might have trouble following up though. Yeah, I can't think of anything to do there. That's not too bad though. Still kind of cool that you can get an anti-air going from that range. It is a combo ender. I shut off a lot of the context where it's a combo ender. It is a reversal. So if you're like on the ground and you like desperately want to wake up and you're okay with the idea that like if they block it you're gonna die, then you can use it like a reversal option. You can use it to interrupt stuff, like if Ryu's doing stand strong, and it's like kind of a close block string. Or like Ryu does crutch Shev, stand strong. Any block string that's hard to interrupt, Karin could just do EX for Senha to blow through it. Oh, Tenko anti-air into EX Orochi. I'll give that a go, just to try it. That's going to be weird to do. I'll give it a couple goes. It probably works into EX Tenko. That's the one I would try. That almost definitely works. I didn't go far enough that time. This looks really picky. I think I would be content to just do EX Senha most of the time. If I was going to do something like this, if I was going to do a 1-bar anti-air. I'll try an Orochi though, just to fucking see if it works. Just for proof of concept. What the fuck happened there? Used my car. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's got to be super close, and you're not usually going to be able to anti-air with that from that close. EX for Senha is a good anti-air. EX for Senha is a good combo ender. EX for Senha is a good reversal. That's all I have to say about it. Wow, that's it. That's all of her special moves. I thought she had like 20 billion, but I guess she only has like 3. I mean, the fact that all of them branch, I suppose, makes it a little bit more difficult. She has one other special move, I suppose. We'll talk about that after we talk about her super, I guess. So, let's see here. Super. What do I say about super? You can do it from juggles. I've been showing it from the light Mujin Kalku and stuff like that. That's like one of the main ways to get it. That's the way you'll get it 90% of the time. You can do it from Orochi. You can get like combos into it pretty much just like that. Orochi and juggles are your main way to do it. Orochi's like your only special move that cancels the super. You can go straight into it from like normals if you want to, but I've never seen anyone do that, and I can't think of a reason you would. Oh yeah, you can combo into it from Mujin Kalku. So like if you do something like that, that works. Yeah, this is how to play. That's like a combo. That's a combo available to you. You used to see people do that all the time in beta, but I haven't seen anyone for the most part do that in a while. So I don't know if it's gone out of fashion or what. But there's still contexts where you can do that. But the fact that those are unsafe means it's a lot worse, and you can just go into Tenko and do juggles instead if you want like damage and if you actually bother to do confirms. Something like that would be bread and butter combo for her. Let's see. But that's like most of the ways to use super. It is a reversal. It does have true invincibility until after it hits. And it's actually fucking phenomenal at going through firewalls, which, again, I almost never see anyone do. Around here, maybe, would be a good range. It loses a hit when you do it like that. Unless you do it from really close. But even though it loses a hit, it's still all combos. That didn't drop, even though I lost that hit. It works from, like, surprisingly far away. That was, like, right on the verge. I like talked about this not too long ago. Shit. I'm like trying to, like the max range is right around here. For Ryu. It depends on which character you're fighting. Like Nash's max range will be closer. Suddenly's max range will be closer. Ryu just gets really wide when he throws fireballs. Gal, you could do it like from like around here, I think. The point is it punishes fireballs. You can use it as a fireball punish. I almost never see anyone do that, but it's actually pretty good on paper. Combo ender, fireball punish, reversal. If you use it like a reversal and it's blocked, it's your ass on a silver platter. So I would say usually just use it to end combos. But it is a pretty good use of your meter, so I would say that's one of the better ways. Just save your bar and like end with supers when you have a super. Is there anything else about super? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. It will chip the opponent out. It does pretty good chip. So like something like that. Fuck. That's not a true block string, I forgot. Something like this. There's a lot of chip. There you go. So I just did like 50 damage in chip or so. So you can close out a round like that. V reversal will interrupt that, but if they don't have a V reversal, like if they already used to, or if they're in V trigger or something like that, that's a guaranteed way to close out a round. That's true for like every super. I guess that's it for all of her normal special super. V skill. Back to the fireball. Her V skill is pretty much like a poke. It's like it goes really far, and it's pretty safe. And even if it's blocked, it moves her in. Like she ends it closer than when she starts it. So you can use it as a kind of like vague approach. The non-charged V skill is -5. The charged V skill is -1. Usually it's going to be impossible to punish. Usually like a reversal crouch jab there probably won't even hit. You still got to space it. You can't just do it willy-nilly from like super close unless you charge it. If you do charge it, she does have a 3-frame normal. So you can safely follow a 3-frame normal against characters who don't have a 3-frame normal. Characters who do have one can counter hit you. But it's safe, so like you can always block after doing it too. But the charged one is a decent way to approach. And the non-charged one is also a decent way to approach. If it hits a fireball, it destroys the fireball. It's kind of difficult to do that without predicting, but because it's safe, it's like you don't really need to predict. Okay, he's gonna throw the fireball around here. Just too early. Alright, this is gonna take some time. Usually use the hard one to punish fireballs from ranges like this. God. Something like that. That still wasn't it. You can have it hit the opponent as well. This is gonna take a lot of attempts, isn't it? This is the bane of Karin players. I just kind of hit a fireball there, so that's not too bad. You can have it destroy a fireball and still hit the opponent, which I'm gonna have an extremely hard time doing. But it's you don't need to destroy the fireball. You can counter hit the fireball too. So this is like a decent answer to fireballs because it just hits them and it also like approaches like that. There you go. I did it. I did it with the uncharged one. I did that on reaction to the fireball too, so that's probably like a decent thing to do from that far away. Get to your approach, deals with fireballs, you know. Better from afar than close. Hard fireball will give you a much harder time doing that. I'm having to do light fireball, so in practice that's only going to be good against characters like Chun-Li or Guile. And even then it's not going to be that great against those characters because their fireballs recover faster. So it's mostly just as a predictive tool, but it also moves you in. It's like you basically just treat it like stand medium kick or crouch hard kick or something like that. It's just a poke. It's just a poke. But it incidentally does destroy fireballs. Yeah, I know this isn't retro. It also knocks down if it actually hits. And when it hits, there's no combo there per se. Stop blocking Ryu. But you can V-trigger cancel it, which isn't really it's not really well-known knowledge yet. So if you get the charged or the uncharged, it's pretty much the same knockdown. And if you V-trigger, you can actually get juggles into her V-trigger combos. So it's kind of neat. You can get some combos going. I've never seen anyone do this in a match, but like theoretically it works. Theoretically, it works. What else about this? That's pretty much her V skill in a nutshell, and it juggles. I showed off the juggles with it. Anytime it destroys a fireball, I think it builds meter. Anytime it hits the opponent, it builds meter, like V meter. And anytime, like, well, I guess that's it. You can use it to build V meter. It's our only way of building V meter besides taking damage. So, you know, it's got a big niche in that regard. Time to talk for an hour about our V-trigger combos. Let's try and make this as simple as possible. When she's in V-trigger, she's got a new special move. It's kind of like a change of direction. Like Abel's change of direction. Let me take a sip of this water really fast. Fuck, my throat's killing me. I'm pretty sure I fully understand this V-trigger, so I should be able to just talk about it without any sort of, like, difficulty. This by itself is unsafe. Like, if you reversal jab it, it's a punish. That's -6. So reversal jab is a punish there. So you don't want to do no follow-up most of the time. You can do no follow-up if the opponent's, like, expecting one of the follow-ups they can punish on reaction. Or like the opponent's afraid to do. Okay. So the way this works is every time you Rekka, it takes a little bit of your meter, but only for the first Rekka. The first Rekka takes a quarter of your bar, give or take, more like a fifth or a sixth. And then one of the other follow-ups also takes a lot of bar. It's the kick follow-up. It's the fadeaway one. I'll probably talk about that one last, actually. So the way that it works, the main one is just like a punch. Okay, that's if you just hit punch following the V-trigger. The V-trigger, the first Rekka. Rekka into punch is just like a go-to ender. It's just like, it just knocks over. It's good in juggles. Like if you get something like this. It's just like if you get like any sort of hit confirm. I did that on accident. That would be like a decent ender to go for. That's just the way to close. That's the way to turn that into a knockdown and damage. I think it does super cancel, and it does combo into the super, and that's really important because the other version that also combos from that, the down kick, that's 134, and this is 161. Okay, so this is stronger too, but this also doesn't combo to super, so I would say this is usually the better ender, although it depends. There's like a few considerations to make on both sides. But anyway, that's like your go-to for like just closing out a combo. There are a lot of scenarios where you do that. Like that's probably like the max damage here if you weren't going to burn any bar. That would probably be your go-to ender for like Tenko combos. There's down plus punch, which is safe. It's the only safe like ender she has. It's let me get an exact number. +1. So you can do that and then follow it with the jab. And it will literally always, like, the only way to interrupt that is by doing an invincible special move, because no character has a normal fast enough to interrupt there. That's a 3-frame jab from a +1 attack. Literally, there's no attack besides invincible stuff that will be able to interrupt. So if your opponent is very dedicated to blocking, then what you can do is just end in the down punch, and then maybe do like another one. Like that, like keeps you in. It keeps pressure. You can mix up a throw or like a hit afterwards. It like leads to good mix-ups. It's like our plus frames ender. And there's one problem. You would end with that every time, but there's one important problem with it. Interruptible. So if the opponent is doing reversal crouch jab, they'll be able to get they'll be able to like stop you from going for the down follow up at all. And Ryu again would be able to do like crouch jab like Tatsu or something like that. He'd be able to get a conversion on you from that on reaction. So if you're like fighting Karin and she's like doing that a lot, the counter to the down punch is a crouch jab. But just for the record, that's kind of difficult to deal with for like if you block the elbow, it's too late. You've got to deal with like plus frames. You've got to deal with like a mix up, a throw or like a more normals. You've got to deal with like a frame trap there. So it's really important to rep that jab. Let's see. That's like the low elbow also juggles really easily. So like this is probably the easiest follow up into super in the corner. Stop blocking for a sec, Ryu. Fuck. Sometimes if you're doing the normal, fuck, I'm so bad. The normal Rekka, it's like it can fall out in corners. But from the low follow up, the elbow, this like always works. But you wouldn't even do that because there's actually some very important consideration to make in regards to that. But I've seen like good players drop that and like lose because they like didn't know the follow-ups that you're supposed to do in corners to get like max damage. But there's like an even better thing you can do there, so you don't even need to worry about it. And just for the record, if you still have options, you still have the ability to do all your follow-ups, even if you run out of V-trigger meter. Like as long as you still got the first one off. Like even though I'm gonna be out, I can still do all my enders. Anyway, that's like the down punch, and I'll talk about more because there's branches from the down punch. You can also do down kick, which is like a sweep. That's like pretty unsafe. It's like -10 if the opponent actually low blocks it. And I think again, if they're doing reversal jab, it'll like beat the sweep. Oh, never mind. The sweep actually beat their reversal jab. All right, so this is for people who I thought it was the up close. No, it is this one, isn't it? Yeah. People who are going for reversal normals against Karin, trying to beat the elbow, this is super unsafe, but it'll catch people who know how to beat the elbow. Karin like always has a right option here, but it's just a lot of the right options are really unsafe. That'll catch people going for reversal normals. Like that's a really fast reversal normal and still losing to this. But again, if the opponent's just down backing, and why wouldn't they can get a fat punish on you. So this is just a hopeful. This is like a thing for people. All this does is enable you to go for this, maybe. Enable you to go for the down punch follow-up, maybe. Oh, and it gets a hard knockdown. It's also pretty good in juggles. I have him on block. It gives you like a... It's not a hard knockdown, but it's like a knockdown that leaves you close. There's like a mix-up you can do from here. Like that. So you can... That's like a... No, that's not... It beats the jab because it counter hits it. That has nothing to do with that. That just beats reversal jab. Nothing about standing. He doesn't even get the jab off. Counter hits the jab. What was I gonna say? Like, yeah, it leaves you close after, and you can also like whiff it on purpose. I've seen like Korean players do this, and if the opponent quick stands there, she's suddenly on the other side, and she can get pressure going like that. I'm not sure if that's on purpose. I see Korean players do that all the time, but it like, yeah, it's safe, but it's kind of reactable, and it might be that they're just trying to do that, and they just miss it, because it's really easy to get to mistime that. It's quite difficult to actually get the sweep to hit. Really easy to get something like this. But if they do quick stand, it is like a you can get some meaty pressure going. I don't know if I have anything else to say about the low follow-up. Can you do it after an elbow? I don't actually remember. Yeah, you can, and it combos from the elbow. I think I've seen people do that. I think that's what they normally do. And then no, that's not it. Man, I don't know. I don't think you would ever do that from the elbow most of the time. There's like no big reason to do that, because in the situations where you would just end on the elbow if it was a standing opponent, and a juggle it like won't combo. So like pretend it doesn't exist. Let's see here. Up plus kick is that other follow-up that she has from their Senha that fucking that like catches people trying to do standing punishes. So it forces everyone to go for crouching punishes against her. I don't have that much to say about that besides that. It's really unsafe. And then, what else? Up plus punch. This is the most interesting one in my opinion. It's an overhead. Again, it's only the second hit that's overhead. It's like literally like a mid-combo Rasenha. But it's actually really different from Rasenha because it's plus a lot. Hold on. Can you up kick after the elbow? I think so, yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, plus kick and the down plus kick and the... I don't think you can do elbow into overhead though. Yeah, that doesn't work. You gotta choose between the overhead and the elbow. Anyway, if you do the overhead follow-up trying to catch people who are doing like blocking low, it's unsafe on block. If they high block it, they can, like, Ryu would be able to stand strongly and get like a full combo from that if he actually blocks that overhead. But if he doesn't block that overhead, ta-da! That comboed. Crouch jab combos. So you can get some pretty sick resets. See that? An overhead reset that leads to a huge combo. But again, if they high block, it's your ass on a silver platter. But it is kind of nice. I did crouch jab with instant Tenko would be the go-to. But I'm gonna have a hard time actually showing it off. There, something like that. That all comboed from the overhead. Just to show off the damage potential of the overhead. So that's a really good reset in terms of reward. But there is one really big problem with it, and it's the consistent problem with her V-trigger. It's this. Oops. That also loses to reversal crouch jab. Reversal crouch jab is just a really big problem for her V-trigger in a nutshell. It's like the safest option that beats like everything. It'll like lose to like reversals and shit like that as well, but like it also loses to normals. It's not very fast, that overhead, and again, if you block it, it's really unsafe too, and it is reactable. It's hard to react to, but it's reactable. Let's see. There's like a... Okay, okay. This is the only other follow-up, I'm pretty sure. Am I dumb? Oh yeah, I need to stop him from doing jabs. If you do down punch into down punch again, it gives you this little cross up. And that is a cross up. Like, you have to block that the other way. So you can react to it, and you can just block the new direction, and it's unsafe as fuck. It's like over -10. You can get like full combo punishes for every character. What is this one? Gurren Hochu, I think? No. Which one is this one? I have no idea. It's quite punishable. Okay, just take my word for it. If you actually get the turnaround block, you can get like a full combo on her. That being said, this is a great way to gimmick people who don't know Karin yet, is to do the elbow and then do the follow-up. It then combos to super. And by great way of gimmicking people, what I'm actually trying to say is never do this against a competent opponent, because literally they'll smash you. I like used to block this on reaction. I still do, but like usually I just focus on interrupting it these days. Yeah, this, like, you can literally you can block down back and then just shift to forward block on reaction to it. Or not on reaction, just like you can just shift to forward block every single time because it's the latest hitting attack she has. So there's like an option select to block it every time. But more importantly, this is what it's actually good for. That whole fucking thing, including the cross up, combos into super. It all combos from a juggle. That's the absolute max damage you can squeeze out of a juggle. So that's like the. It seems like the cross up would matter. It seems like, oh man, I don't necessarily want to cross up there. But the thing about that is that, like, even though it looks kind of bad, like, even though it looks like even though it looks like, oh man, I'm giving up the corner, like I had Ryu in the corner and fucking I should have kept him there. Look carefully at where we end up. I'm like right around the middle of the stage. I'm like right in that area. Compare that to this. Toot, sip of water. Green super will always leave her in the center of the screen, and because of that, it doesn't really matter positioning. So pretty much if you're going to land the super, you should pretty much always do that full little thing, just for the max damage. And that does do really good damage. I kind of mentioned this, and I've kind of been implying it here and there, but just for the record, you throw out every one of her like normal juggles after instant Tenkos when you're in V-trigger, because you just do V-trigger juggles instead. Like, you can just not do that and just do your normal juggles, but the V-trigger juggles are pretty strong, and they're like stronger meterless than all our meterless options, and like, you know, there's no particular reason not to go for to go for V-trigger juggles after these. They're like pretty damaging. If you can do them. That's like strong. This V-trigger they do to mix up from cross-up, is it safe or what? I don't know what you're talking about. The cross-up follow-up is quite unsafe from that. You're talking about that thing. That thing is like super unsafe. It can be interrupted too. So basically, like, even though it looks like she has a million branching options, literally the only thing she can do on an opponent mashing crouch jab is either the sweep, which will counter hit it, or the kick follow-up, which will get out of the way. And that's a crouch jab. Like, let's say Ryu's doing a reversal uppercut, okay? Like, let's say if Ryu's doing a reversal uppercut, let me actually, do I have him doing a reversal uppercut? Time out. That's like gonna be, this is a great proof of concept. Let's just record this. Okay, I already changed that. Not guarding. Ryu could reaction get a better punish than this here. Ta-da! Uppercut interrupts that follow-up. Interrupts that follow-up. Interrupts that follow-up. It actually doesn't interrupt that one. That one's like the sneaky one. It looks like the worst on paper, but it actually has uses that you wouldn't expect. Interrupts that follow up. Literally, Karin can do nothing here except the fadeaway. And the fadeaway is good because then I'd get a punish on him. That would be amazing for me. But the problem is, in order to do the fadeaway, it takes about like over half of your meter, your V-trigger meter. So like just to do that once in order to maybe bait an uppercut, literally wastes half my trigger. There's a purpose for all of these follow-ups depending on like what you're trying to do, but your chances of success are very low against someone who understands how V-trigger works. I would say the best follow-up is probably just crouch jabs for most characters. Crouch jabs are fast enough to interrupt most of her shit. That's pretty much all I have to say about V-trigger. And that's pretty much our only thing left to talk about. So I have like a bread and butter video that you can go watch that's pretty much up to date with this character. There's a couple things I left out, but like it's pretty much accurate. But just for the record, on bread and butters. Just for the record. Let's see. If you just wanted a go-to punish, probably something like that, or like more accurately, that. Or I did it wrong, didn't I? That's not right either. That would be your go-to max damage punish. Fuck, I'm bad. 226. That didn't even do more damage than that thing. Better follow-ups though. 228. Those are like our go-to, like meterless punish combos. And maybe into V skill if you wanted to get a little bit of V meter. I would say that's probably the best for Karin. That would be the one I would do most of the time. That little combo right there. Damage loss is negligible. The V meter is nice. If you had one bar, you'd probably go for something like maybe one of her EX. One of those. I did it wrong. That. I missed it. Oh, I had guts on the 226. Ah, shit. Let's get damage. Orochi. Why is Karin's combo so hard? It's never easy, man. There we go, 241. Okay, so I thought so. That is the absolute strongest combo. If you want to play Karin, I would say that's quite good to learn. It's kind of hard, but with practice you'll be able to get it reliably. There's nothing about it that's so difficult that you wouldn't be able to get it with practice. I don't have the practice yet, so I drop it occasionally. But that's like a go-to. You want to burn one bar, you do Light Mujin Kyaku into EX Tenko. Would be the go-to. That, I missed it, but it works. Just take my word for it. I think I've gotten noticeably better at instant Tenkos since the start of this video. That does not seem to want to work. If it's in the corner, it's easier, and you go for EX% high instead. That'd be the one bar. And if you want to do your 2-bar combos, I already showed them off like a fucking jillion times, and I'm really bad at them, so I don't want to show them off anyway. That was too close. When else Mujin Kaku do more damage? No. Then, wait, then what? I should say before saying no. In juggles, no, because it doesn't hit properly. In grounded opponents, the Tenkos do more damage. That's only 210 instead of the 240 we were looking at. So like the Tenko combos are the ones you want to do most of the time. That would be a 2-bar combo. That's probably the easiest one. Tenko. I haven't showed that off almost at all. It's pretty much the same as Light Mujin Kaku, right? I'm pretty sure that does about the same damage. If not exactly the same damage. Oh, it does a little bit more to do 2 Tenkos. I think people like the wake up of Light Mujinkaku though. I think people usually prefer to use Light Mujinkaku even if there's no other ender than doing a second Tenko. I thought that 2 Tenkos was going to be better, but pretty much everyone does Mujinkaku as their ender. Heavy Mujinkaku juggles fully after Crouch Fierce if it's counter hit. As it turns out. And so does medium. But we're not going to talk about those. Oops, we just did. What else? That's like the go-to punishes. In terms of hit confirms, those are also hit confirms. Like, I was talking about them like if you wanted to get max damage punishes, but like low strong, stand strong, or like low strong, low forward, those are still like confirms you would go for. So that's not really any different. Again, if you wanted pressure, you could do like something like stand strong into Orochi, or like low forward into Orochi, or like stand fierce into Orochi, or crouch fierce into Orochi. You know, Orochi pressure. Or if you just wanted pressure, you could do like pokes and shit. Again, this video is going to be so long, but like, Karin can literally beat good opponents just by hitting stand medium kick. Being smart with pokes is most of what it means to be good with Karin. And then just knowing all of your fucking correct juggles. Doesn't Mago play Karin? If you want to be a good Karin player, go watch Mago. I think Fudo played Karin for a bit, but I think he's playing Mika now, right? I don't remember who else is good who plays Karin. What else in terms of combos? Punishes, hit confirms, juggles. If you want to land a super, just do Light Mujinkaku and then follow up with super. It's not a cancel. It is a juggle. Do not cancel it. If you cancel it, it won't work. Justin is a good Karin. He theoretically knows all the fucking juggles and shit. But more notable about his Karin is like a lot of the Japanese Karins you see will be highly technical. But Justin's Karin is more about her footsies. Justin's a very footsie-based player. Justin, I feel like, really plays to the strengths of this character. I mean, her juggles are really good. They are one of her strengths. But Justin understands, like, most of this character's like strength comes from the way that she plays the grounded game. Because most of her stuff falls apart against an opponent who knows the correct counters. Hit confirms are literally no different from her punish combos. Low strong into stuff. Crouch stand short into low strong into stuff. Stuff like that. Oh yeah, I didn't show that off. I've been showing stand short off as a counter hit option. But you can actually do crouch jab as well. That also works. I missed it. Not an instant Tenko. That was also not an instant Tenko and it worked. I would say this is a good skill to cultivate as a Korean player. That's a very good combo. I don't have that much to say about. I don't have that much to say left. I've like talked about every tool she has. I didn't show off her V reversal, but it's literally a bog standard V reversal. It's her parry from the alpha games. It's a shame that I didn't make it back, but also I can't imagine this character with other stuff. Remember when she had an SPD? Fun fact, Karin in alpha had an SPD. I haven't forgotten. Yeah, I just looked through her move list. There's like nothing that I didn't list. Her V reversal still works plus 3 punches. Oh, I didn't. Her confirmed from 2 lights. Ta-da! Instant Tenko. I've definitely gotten noticeably better at instant Tenkos between the start of this video and the end. Oops. Crouch jab is 3 frames versus stand short's 4. That's true. Stand short's better on block though. It's like a toss-up. Whichever one you want to use. Thanks for the people.